Deal Sports. The usual guys is here. Myself, we got Big John with the all black everything. We got Big Walt.
And I got some color going on.
It's majority black though. Like, come
He says that's the Transformers. You know,
I know
Bumblebee.
what it is. I couldn't see it at first until he left his shirt up. Now I can see it. The cat is out the way.
Okay, now come to me.
Then we got Walt with a throwback.
Throwback.
Carmelo Anthony joined. Hey, if you get that autograph, boy, you could. That thing would be worth a couple dollars.
I'm still keeping it, and I'm gonna hang it up.
I would too. Shoot.
He said a couple dollars. That's about $2.
No,
Right now it's worth about $0.
wow.
Hey,
man, I was a huge Syracuse fan back in the day when Melo was playing there, man. Like they were like 1 second they were my favorite, like one of my favorite schools.
I'm gonna still make it look good, and I'm wearing it because Melo went on. He did his little thing tonight in the LA win. So show love to Melo.
I'm a huge Melo fan.
I like that. So, gentlemen, we had I think this might have been probably in my lifetime one of the greatest 2 days of playoff football. Every single game,
Man,
down to the wire. But we are going to start with the game everyone has been talking about, the Chiefs and the Bills. What do you guys think? What do you guys take away from the game? Starting with you, John.
That was great, right? And the thing is, we're always prisoner of the moment where we're like, man, that's the greatest game I ever saw. We go back through time and we could find. I mean, I remember the Cardinals Packers game with Kurt Warner versus Rod. I mean, those were great games too. I think people forget those. And then if you go
time, but greatest game of the year, I should say.
And then for you college fans, Vince Young versus USC, man, Matt Leinart and them, those were one of. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely up there, right? Like you can't. This game has to go down as one of the, like, when people talk about great games, people who, sports historians, so to speak, talk about, like, yeah, man, this was. A lot of people are already saying, like, we don't need a Super Bowl, just give us a best of 3 of this. In their last 3 matchups, and I think they've only met 3 times, the Bills and Chiefs, the Chiefs have outscored them 100-98. So that's roughly about 33, 34 points per game, both for each team. A 2-point spread for 3 games. Less than a 1 point spread for over, divided up.
That's a lot of
points. Yeah, I mean, they didn't disappoint, right? Like, because, man, the Bills looked rough. I remember the Buccaneers last year when they just were rough. They were 7-5, and then so the Bills looked at points this season, and then they turned it around, man. They smacked the Patriots, and then really put on a show this week. People can blame the defense and all. Listen, it's Patrick Mahomes, man. Like, a lot of teams couldn't stop him. He just dropped 50 on someone a couple weeks ago, so. It is what it is, man. This guy, he's the greatest at coming back. He already has more playoff wins than Aaron Rodgers does in the last 10 years. He's just no, that's not a shot. I'm just saying, like, that's how good this kid is. Like, when we put him up in the rafters, like what he's.
But why did you have to just throw that in there?
But I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying. You got to put him up there in the rafters with those guys. In his short career already, he's already done like great things.
That shot.
No, not a shot at Aaron Rodgers. I'm saying, like, this dude's doing great things in his young career that, you know what I mean? Like, when we talk about the greats, you can't leave his name out. And already, and he's just getting started, man. So he's undefeated in the playoffs unless he's playing Brady. So he's 7, and now 8-0, and 8-2 counting the 2 Brady games. But other than that, man, the kid's 8-0. No one out there can beat him in the playoffs. Other than that, and so, man, like, he's doing great things. He showed us 2 years ago when he won the Super Bowl, three of the greatest comebacks of all time, back to back to back. And so Texans, Titans, and the Super Bowl game. So, man, like, I'm not surprised, but still, it's still shocking. Like, the comebacks that he made were still shocking. Like, I wasn't surprised that if anyone could do it, you know what I mean? Like, when there's 13 seconds left on the clock, depending on I'm not gonna say any names, but depending on who your quarterback is, you can turn the TV off. You know what I mean? You lost. Like, with Mahomes, you still, like, I don't know how he's gonna do it, but there was a shot that he could do it, and sure enough, he did. And
figure it out.
I definitely thought it was over with. 13 seconds. I swear I did, bro. I'm like, I was telling my lady, I'm like, man, look.
But you didn't turn it off, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro,
I'm like, really. There's still 1% of you that believe.
Yeah, I did. I ain't gonna lie, I did. But I mean, the fact that like just kind of hop on what John was saying. Yeah, Mahomes is just something crazy. But I mean, I feel like it was the game of the year. But I was just saying the Bucks and the Rams game was the game of the year. But then a couple hours later, we see this game. So it's just like I don't know. Like I said, just to see that back and forth action between the Bills and the Chiefs, man, it was just crazy. And then, I mean, Allen threw all his touchdowns and Gabriel Davis, and like I feel like Davis had one of the greatest games of of his life, and
he was the MVP of the game,
and to still come up short. I mean, and then man, look, I'll talk about this later if we, for one of our favorite plays. But man, that move, I think that was his third touchdown he put on old boy. Hit him with the oh, I'm gone.
And it don't get no easier this week for the Chiefs.
But it was just like I said, it was just a hell of a game, man. Like I said, but Allen, man, I like Allen, man. That dude, man, he is nice, man. I like I said, I watched a couple of his games this year, and I mean, I really like the Bills, man. They really are something to handle, and honestly, I really don't feel like they have nothing to change, to answer the question. What do they need to change or whatever in the offseason? But honestly, they really don't need to change. I mean, they had the defense, they had the offense. It just came down to one play. You know what I'm saying? And Allen's blaming it on the so-called, overtime rule, saying if we had the ball, we would have won. But honestly, bro, your defense was kind of, not playing. The defense only just had to make one more play, honestly.
It was probably their worst game of the year.
I mean, probably so, but I mean, yeah. I won't really say that it's that possession's fault. I mean, it's just your defense it was just one of those games. You know what I'm saying? And plus, like I said, you was going against Mahomes. I mean, that's one of the top tier quarterbacks that we got in the league right now. So I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I don't feel like the Bills need to change anything. They just, just came down to one play. That's it.
Yeah, I would say real quick, just because I didn't do my changes, like if there were anything you could change, listen, avoid the Chiefs. But secondly, like that's not possible. So at some point you got to face them. But if anything, man, like maybe maybe there does need to be some sort of defensive scheming change. So I don't know if you need to get in. I don't mean get new defensive coaches, but get some sort of defensive scheming that you got to prepare a little better than that. Like, listen, it didn't look hard for them, man, especially down the stretch. Like because you can give up 33 points to Mahomes, but then to just give up that 13-second drive, like that was terrible coaching on the defense. You just can't let that happen. So I know the Tyreek play happened. That happens, man. Listen, he's a cheetah for a reason. So, but some sort of defensive coaching has to change.
That's the same with Kelsey though. Kelsey, he got open. I mean, he's just one of those tight ends that's just he lives for that type of moment though. I mean,
I think
but I mean, listen, man, when the whole thing's on the line like that, you just can't do it. You gotta call the right play, and they just didn't.
I mean, I just feel like a great player just stepped up, man. He just one of those type players
that did happen too.
He just like, hey, I'm open,
and that's why I said number one, avoid the Chiefs. But yeah, I'm with you.
So, Nico, what you got?
I think that's probably one of the greatest fourth quarters in like NFL history. Like, and the reason I say that is because the magnitude of the game. This is win or go home. I've seen a lot of people comparing it to that Chiefs-Rams game. It was a Monday night game. So, no matter if you win or lose, you still play next week. But I think just the magnitude of if we lose, we go home. Or in the Chiefs' case, they stay home. And it was the craziest 5 minutes I've ever seen, man. It was like...
Yeah. Mahomes had 188 passing yards after the 2-minute warning.
It was like Mike Tyson versus Mike Tyson. They just throwing blows at each other. Whoever fall first, it's like, look, but we both gonna just throw as many haymakers as we can,
man.
And whoever fall first, fall. But it was the craziest game, and if you didn't see it, you missed it. For any of our viewers that's watching, if you didn't see that game, you you missed it. Go watch them replays. Although you know the outcome, but seeing it live was crazy. 100%.
And shout out to man John, how you got the disciplined cat just chilling there though. Like you feel me? Like he chilling. Is he sleep?
John
Yeah.
is a cat whisperer. That's what he is.
Yeah, he's out. The thing is, he does this while I'm editing the videos after, and that's when my shoulders start to get like, because this is like his favorite spot ever since he learned this now.
Hey, he said you got. Hey, you got to carry me on your shoulders, man.
But I gotta hold him a little bit because he'll fall asleep and then start sliding off, and then he'll just start grabbing onto anything with his claws.
Hey, you got to get him a little holder or something.
Yeah.
No, that hurt, my boy. But yeah, man.
Stop.
So switching to the game right before that game. Oh, matter of fact, before we go to the next game, do you guys think the Chiefs can do anything in the offseason? Sure up anything to
The Bills?
Yeah. The Bills, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, my only take was I think they just. I'm not saying you need to make changes on defensive coaching, but you got to make some sort of defensive scheming changes, man. Like, listen, you're going to be facing the Chiefs for the next 10 years. Like, you can't just be like, well, it's the Chiefs, because everyone had to face Brady for about 20 years in the AFC.
And teams
at some point they had, listen, Roethlisberger and Manning were able to take him down late in their careers. And so you got to figure something out at some point. You got to, either that or you just, I don't know what that is, but you got to slow a guy down, and they're just not able to do it. And you can't keep saying, well, it's the Chiefs. At some point, you got to stop the Chiefs.
And one problem I think they could do, they could get a rusher, a DN, someone that can get to the quarterback. Because that's really all it was. I don't really remember Pat getting sacked much. He made a lot of plays with his feet.
Yeah, it was
they
great.
Both, he had about 50 plus rushing. So, if you can, get you a DN that can pressure that quarterback, honestly, a Matt Judon would have been perfect for this kind of game. Just spy him. Don't, if he get out the pocket, you go get him. But, just spy him. Don't let him get loose. Because that one run he had, that was about a 40-yard run? He straight up the middle, 40 yards. I'm like, come on, bro. You can't let stuff like, they already tough enough. Then you got him coming out the backfield. That's, you add another dimension that you got to defend. So that's really the only thing I think they could get this offseason is a rusher. Someone that can get to the quarterback. Someone that demands double teams. Hopefully he could free up the other linemen, one-on-ones. They can get to the quarterback. So, you got to – that's really it, though. Because, everything else, it was –
yeah, they could patch up the rush defense a little bit, but yeah, you got the players on offense to run with the Chiefs. Because the thing is, people forget, man, Kelsey's not getting younger. Like, he was there before Mahomes.
True.
Tyreek and Mahomes are going to be around for a little bit, but not everyone else on the Chiefs is exactly young. So you put the right pieces around Allen, he can compete with Mahomes from year to year. You just got to slow him down a little bit, man.
True, 100%. So, going to the game earlier that day, the LA Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Woo! AB vindicated.
Yes, yeah, it was a crazy game. But Walt, we're gonna start with you, man. What did you take away from the crazy game in Tampa Bay?
Well, like I said before, I said that game was the game of the year before, of course, the Bills and Chiefs game. And like I said, it was just the back and forth. Well, I shouldn't say back and forth action because, LA Rams controlled the game in the first half, of course. They were 20-3. But you know what I'm saying, let's not all count Tom Brady out because I mean we've seen this all before. You know, with the Falcons, with the Falcons, you know he got back in that bag, you know, and brought him back, and you know they won. But you know it just wasn't the same results this time. You know the Rams were able to keep them, you know, hold them off and you know do what they needed to do to keep Brady from coming back. But it was still a hell of a game. What the Bucks need to do in the offseason is well, of course they need to address the quarterback situation just because honestly, based off of, you know what ESPN is saying, everybody is saying, you know, it sounds like Tom Brady might be done this, you know, this might have been his last year.
Right.
Just based off of, you know, how he's saying with, you know, my family, I'm discussing everything with my family. You know, he pretty much want to be, you know, with his family, his kids, you know, his wife and stuff like that, because, you know, now his wife is like really stepping down, like, hey,
Right.
my boy, you
older too.
just got smacked. You just got smacked, you know. I need you to come home still, so I need you to chill. So it's time for you to come home now. So I mean, and honestly, I mean, what else does he have to accomplish, man? I mean, the guy has 7 rings, MVPs for days. I mean, I feel like there's nothing else he has to accomplish, bro. Just go ahead, retire, let everybody else do what they need to do to try to catch up to those 7. So, I mean, like I said, what they need to address is, of course, the quarterback situation, the offensive coordinator. Not sure if Brian Leftwich is going to be a head coach or not. So, I mean, of course, they need to address that. The defensive coordinator as well. They said he might be getting a head coaching job as well. So, address those issues. Not sure if they're going to be a Super Bowl contender, especially with Brady leaving. Like I said, this may be who they can bring in. You know, I'm not sure, but I really don't see them returning back to the Super Bowl next year. But
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Go ahead, John. It's on you,
man. So yeah, like with Brady hinting at possibly retiring, right? He says he's gonna have to decide during the offseason. You know, here's the thing: if he had gone down 20-3, 27-3, I don't know if he could retire on that, because it would give credence to all the people who said, "Look, he aged. He couldn't, couldn't hang. He wore out over the course of a season." So that comeback kind of gave him little, like, you know what? Nah, he still had it when he quit. He just lost to a better team. I always put my, I always go with Brady and Mahomes because I don't like betting against them guys unless they're going against each other. But on paper, man, I sat there, looked, and I'm like, on paper, there's no physically possible way the Buccaneers can beat the Rams. Like, they're just better at everything. But Tom Brady don't play on paper. And so I was like, I got to go with Brady again. Like, by a hair, but I had to go with Brady. And I was wrong. The Rams were that good. But also, Stafford almost proved me right, man. Like, he almost blew that game.
He did.
And then I was sitting there like, you got to be kidding me, man. Like, is he really going to let this? And then,
but it wasn't just on Stafford, though. It was kind of Cam Akers' fault, too, though. The 2 fumbles, that was definitely tough. So I just put it on Stafford, though. My fault.
You're right.
Go ahead.
But I don't think that was the Bills Chiefs. That one was a game of the year. That one, man, like, remember Brady starts out a game 3 for 10 or 3, whatever it was, 3 for 13. Yeah. That's not a good game. That game was kind of boring to watch at actually the beginning, actually. But that, So, and then Akers almost fumbling the game away didn't exactly make it interesting. Like, because the Bills Chiefs was actually 2 good teams just going head up at each other, and that's what I enjoyed about it. But so I'm glad he's able to turn around, and yeah, he has every right to retire on a game like this. No shame in that. But yeah, we'll see, man. Because here's the thing: what do we change? Like, first, I'll bring Brady back. Second, if you got to stay healthy, man. Like Chris Godwin. I'm telling you, Chris Godwin is one of the top 5 receivers in the league, if not top 3. Like, this guy is good. He just happens to play on a team with a bunch of other good receivers. But, like, Chris Godwin is good. Like, so, and I don't think people realize how good he is, a lot of people. So, you got to stay healthy. Got to bring Brady back. And then, honestly, if you want to compete at a high level, but not if Brady's gone, I say bring back Jameis Winston, and I'm not kidding, man. Listen, the kid can ball. You'll at least be a playoff team. I ain't saying you're going to the Super Bowl, but you'll be a playoff team. I truly believe that. The kid can ball. and you have the pieces around, but you're gonna have to bring back all the other guys. And then worst case scenario, if Brady does stay, not worst case scenario, best case scenario, if Brady does stay, you gotta go get AB. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I was about to say, look, I wasn't shaking my head saying that Wentz is garbage. I was just saying I feel like Wentz is definitely a better fit. I'm sorry, with the Saints. I don't think he needs to go back to the Bucks. I mean, I just feel like they just got too much bad history, and just stay with the Saints, bro. What you was doing with the Saints this year, you was doing your thing. Stay with the Saints, man. Don't listen to John.
Saints are a tricky thing too. Now coaching change, everything that's going to be all. That's a whole nother story for another topic for another day.
True.
100%.
True.
So, I honestly feel I agree with you, Walt. Well, really, both of you. You got to figure out this quarterback situation. If Brady's not coming back, I read somewhere that it's like 10 of their starters are free agents this year.
Yeah.
Got to figure that out.
Godwin is.
Huh?
I think Godwin might be a free agent.
Well, I was just about to say, yeah. Do you think they're gonna re-sign him even with the injury? You feel me? Like I don't know if they're gonna re-sign him with the injury.
I think they would, because who else really out there could fill that void?
AD.
You know,
just playing.
No. You go get Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams is what you do.
That would be some crazy stuff if they can pull
Aaron
that off.
Aaron Rodgers would be like, hell no.
Why?
You want me to play in Florida? What great player wants to follow in another great player's footsteps?
I mean,
Peyton Manning followed him 10 Tebow's footsteps. Okay.
Don't you dare! Don't.
Hey man, listen. Steve Young followed in Joe Montana's.
No.
Aaron Rodgers followed in Brett Favre's. Wait. You wanted to have
Steve
this
Young was already there.
Steve
Young was already there. Steve Young was already there.
Man, listen.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like
Steve Young in Montana is equivalent to Favre and Rodgers.
But if that team comes back healthy, and they had Devontae Adams, Buccaneers have to be right at the top again.
Why would you put yourself in that situation? If that's the case, go to New England.
Oh, you're gonna replace Mac Jones? I don't think so. Bill Belichick.
I'm just saying you're gonna replace him. I mean, what he could have did that.
Come to Cleveland, that's what he needed.
Yeah, but he was still rattling off back-to-back MVPs. Like it's not like he was coming to the end of an era for him.
John,
like Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying, man. Aaron Rodgers. A lot of talk is Denver. That would almost be following Peyton Manning's step, like going there and retiring there and winning one for them.
Not necessarily, because Peyton Manning really made his mark with the coach, though. Honestly, it was just
right. The 2 good years he had with the Broncos, they didn't win nothing.
All right,
I'm just saying, if he could go down there and win with the Buccaneers, I'm telling you, he would love to live in Florida or play for Florida.
You know where you should go? He should go
to Cleveland.
Matter of fact, he could go to the team he just lost to.
49ers?
He would hate California.
Wait, listen.
They would hate him, and he would hate California.
Listen, Lindas.
Yeah.
Think about it. He wants to go to California. They're not sure about Jimmy Garoppolo. Trey Lance, I don't know if they're really sure on him.
How do you know, though? You didn't even really give him a chance. Why go through all that to draft him if you haven't really gave him a chance? Other than just the preseason. That's not, I don't feel like that can count.
Dude, let's not act like a lot of these first round picks don't go as well. I mean, you're not comparing him to Jamarcus Russell. But remember Jamarcus Russell?
I mean,
he could throw the ball 90 yards.
Russell, he got to play, though. We got to see him actually play. We actually only seen him.
But what I'm saying, all right, but we acting like it's a bad thing if you sit the bench for 2-3 years.
I'm not saying
why is that such a bad thing.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I feel like that would be a great situation for him. But I'm just saying that why go through all that to Trey Lance just to have him keep continuously to sit on the bench now? I mean, just let him keep following. I want to say keep following Garoppolo.
Hey, this is about the Packers. We'll talk 49ers next week.
All right, yeah, we
we
are.
got-
Okay,
My bad.
all right. So
My
since John rudely interrupted,
bad.
I'm just saying, the 49ers are going to get their time.
I got you for sure.
they are for sure. So Saturday night, hey, it did my heart well to see a man that used to play for the Bears and a man from Illinois both put that team from Wisconsin out the playoffs. It did me some good.
A typical Bears
Robbie Gold, good as gold.
Hey, man, I do love me some Robbie Gold. He's one of my favorite kickers.
Kicked them right out the playoffs.
Hey, I will say he is savage though, man. He
I'm one of the few people who has like favorite kickers. Like I do, man. I have like 4 or 5 kickers that
I got a new.
Do you have his jersey?
No, I don't know kicker jerseys.
He's not your favorite.
Have you ever seen me wear an NFL jersey of any sort?
What's wrong with that?
Right.
Have you?
I'm gonna wear one next week just because you said that.
No, right. I'm saying have you though? I don't have a lot of jerseys. I don't have my own favorite player's jersey. I don't really buy.
Yes, you do. You got a Kevin Durant.
I said NFL. You ain't seen me wear no NFL jersey.
No, I haven't seen him wear NFL though.
You said favorite players. You didn't say what sport. Think about it.
I said NFL before though.
But it did my heart some good, man. And you know, Walt, he hating right now. He would feel the same way if Pittsburgh went deeper in the play.
I just said a typical Bears fan would say that.
I ain't trying to hear it. Hey, this is my time to shine. I need you.
I'm letting you have your time.
Hey,
go ahead.
How great would it be for Browns fans if how great would it be for Browns fans if Mason Rudolph was the quarterback for them for the next 10 years?
Destroyed. That would be the worst move for Pittsburgh.
But how great would it be for you?
I mean, we still got to deal with Cincinnati and Baltimore, though. It's not just Pittsburgh.
Would that be a great thing? No. You'd be going backwards.
Man, look, honestly, the only team I'm worried about right now in our division is Cincinnati, man. That's the only team I'm worried. Well, Baltimore, too, somewhat. But the majority is just Cincinnati. But go back to you ranting about how how you feel so good.
Yeah, don't ever put my and Packers in the same. They're never my team.
Rant about how the Packers just lost, and
it did I felt love for the first time when they did that, man. It was like, thank you, Lord.
So, what do the Packers change then on off season? What do they change to be back?
Whole special teams. You gotta change the whole special teams line, because ain't no way in hell should you block like that when you're punting out of your own 10-yard line. That's when you should be the most alert, because you run the risk if if the snap doesn't get all the way there, you run the risk of a safety or something. Like, what were you doing? What were you doing? And you also got to blame Aaron Rodgers. You only scored 1 touchdown the whole game and 3 points after.
Yeah, and he didn't score it.
Man, he didn't score it.
Like, what are you doing? And what I don't understand is if you got A.J. Dillon in the backfield, why are you not running him up the gut? Why? Why not run him up the gut one series, Aaron Jones outside the next? Just pound a rock.
Yeah.
Make it take off 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Aaron Rodgers been around long enough. He could have did that. It was just, I don't know what Matt LaFleur was thinking. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers was thinking. And then he had some dumb throws. He threw a Hail Mary to Devontae Adams, and he was double covered. What are you doing?
I mean, granted, he still was 20 or 29, though.
He was, but it didn't result in a W.
I mean, it didn't. But...
So he was terrible on third down. I mean, you watch most of his incomplete passes, misses on third down. Like, of his 9 passes, I believe like 8 of them were misses on third down, right? Mm-hmm. And that's when it matters the most, and that's when he was the least clutch. And so one of my biggest criticisms of him is you look at Brady, you look at Manning, you look at their a lot of these greats. Their record when playing from behind is winning. Like they have a great playing from behind record. Aaron Rodgers, when you compare like the top 10 quarterbacks a lot of people talk about or whatever, he has the only losing record of all those guys when playing from behind. He plays too safe, right? Sure, he doesn't throw a lot of picks, but when he's down 38-3, you can bet you're losing 38-3. Like he refuses to take chances, and that's what we loved about Brett Favre.
Unless they're playing the Bears, he takes every chance in the world.
Yeah, but he's always up by 20 on them. I'm saying, like,
hey, hold on. Oh, hell no. We'll talk about this later. The disrespect. How many cups do you have, my man? He just got all the cups. That boy. You got an OKC cup, don't you?
But I'm just saying, like, man, on third down, man, you have to make the right choice, and he did not the whole game. And it was the whole game, man. It just wasn't, So outside that first drive, they just made wrong choice after wrong choice after wrong choice on third down. I mean, there were almost every third down, you can look at another receiver that was open. Like, people keep pointing to that Hail Mary and be like, look at Lazard, he was wide open. But I'm like, every third down. Because if he would have got it on this one or this one or this one or this one, it wouldn't have, that last one would have mattered. And so, like, that's my take with him is like that was, I guess you could actually say that was the least cautious choice to make because he threw it in double coverage. But he also went to his, like, he went to Devontae Adams, like his safety outlet kind of. So on that play, man, he's got to make the right choice, and he just didn't.
So what do you think they need to change in the offseason?
I need to figure out if Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Yeah, you got to find out. You got to see who's coming back, who's not, right?
Because I don't think Jordan Love is it. They wouldn't be so heavy on him coming back if Jordan Love was like, hey, he's not. He's special.
The one thing I would talk about is, listen, is Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, is that combo good enough come playoffs?
I believe so.
Like, Aaron Jones, man, he may have I truly believe he could have won that game on that long run.
Dude, he had 10 catches, like 130 yards.
But he had the outside lane on that run, the long run. He had the outside lane, and he tried to pull some go inside move and then cut back out, and that's what ended up costing him. Now, still, Aaron Rodgers and them have to capitalize on that and get more than 3 points. You have to get 7 out of that, but still, that was it, man. That was the game right there. Like, Aaron Jones just made the wrong play. That happens. But, I mean, yeah, like these guys, they couldn't run. People talk about, Garoppolo's number one in cold weather. Listen, I don't think a lot of them guys have played in played in weather like that, man. That weather's not normal for anybody.
It's not 100%.
And even if you have played in it, doesn't mean you're ready for it the next time it comes around. It's probably been 2 years since you played in that kind of weather. You don't forgot. So, I don't think it made a difference. I think both teams were it was low scoring like we expected. But I mean, yeah, Aaron can't go out like that. He's, because people were making reference to him retiring as well. So, we'll see. But I don't think he's done yet. But he can't go out like that.
I ain't gonna lie. I think he needs to go get that Jeopardy bag. Hey, you can make the same amount of money, less pay.
They already picked someone, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, if Aaron Rodgers be like, "Hey, I'll take the job," come on now. You think they're gonna be like, "No, Aaron, we good"? No. Maybe. They be like, shoot.
I mean, I think they passed on him. They picked someone else.
You sure about that?
Yeah, they picked someone else, and then that guy got in trouble, and that was a whole nother thing. And then
so you ain't got him. You ain't got him.
I'm just saying.
It's business.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But I mean, in my take, like I said, what I feel like the Packers need, like I said, of course, like I addressed the Aaron Rodgers situation, of course, Devontae Adams, and a few other pieces that they need to take care of as well, because I think they'll be like $44 million over the salary cap, regardless, without Devontae Adams or Aaron Rodgers. So it's just going to be a tough situation for them to figure out what they can do with the free agency coming up. So
yeah.
Like I said, it's pretty much, of course, like you said, special teams that hurt them as well, and then just defenses. They just need help. They just need help all around. But like I said, the main focus is just figuring out the Aaron Rodgers situation. So
and I actually thought that this was the first time that Aaron Rodgers had a defense that he could believe in.
This was by far his best defense in a long time.
I could say since he won it, yeah.
Even that one where they won it, man. Listen, like Clay Matthews was the leader of that defense. That was like having Lance Briggs the leader
Charles
of defense.
Woodson, too. Charles
Or
Woodson. He was
right, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they never had that true, middle linebacker. Nick Barnett and AJ Hawk were pretty good. I take that back, but their guys were hurt all the time. Like he never had. This is definitely, I think, the best defense he's had in a long time. Where just they were good all year. But yeah, so I mean, they got to figure out something on offense. I don't know what that is, but you got first is figuring out who's coming back.
Yeah. And then the game to kick off the weekend. Your boy King Henry got dethroned out of his own palace, John. I'm gonna just put it out there.
It wasn't his fault. I'll take the fence. I ain't
He
gonna
was he was injured, But his trusty sidekick, Ryan Tannehill.
I was just about to say that's the problem.
Get it done. First play of the game. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Throw an interception. First play of the game. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Because the whole world knew that they were going to run the ball with Henry. That's why he threw it.
Yeah, but if anything, I give it to the fullback. Something like he just had a lot of dumb plays. I'm gonna just be honest. Like that safety blitz, he threw it right to him. Like, you want the ball? Catch it. Like, what are you doing, Ryan Tannehill? And the defense, that's the best they could have played. They got pressure on Burrow, sacked him 9 times. So it's like, bro, the defense did everything you could ask for. You just keep giving them the ball back. You can't win games like that. And then you giving the defense short field, and they just kicked a bunch of field goals. So, I mean, for me personally, they got to figure out what they're doing with Ryan Tannehill. Is he really the guy? Or do you really want to go through this next year if you're able to get the number 1 seed and he literally throws the game away?
This is who I truly believe is the best fit for Aaron Rodgers. He has Julio Jones. You have AJ Brown, the Titan, Tennessee, man. Okay. I really believe, like, if I'm Russell or Aaron and I'm going somewhere for sure, or maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but I'm saying if they are going for somewhere sure, man, Tennessee's the best. You got Julio and AJ. You got a guy who scores touchdowns. You got your yardage guy on the other side. That's what you look at all the great teams, man. You always had one yardage guy and one touchdown guy. You know what I mean? Like Isaac Bruce scored touchdowns, Torrey Holt got yards. And now you have Derrick Henry too. Derrick Henry did everything that he was supposed to. I predicted him having about 3 yards a carry because when Derrick Henry's in the game, you gotta stack the box. Right, so he had about 20 carries for like 60 yards. But what he did, man, like he unscrewed the pickle jar. He loosened the pickle jar for his backup, for his Dante Foreman. I don't know if it's Deontay or Dante, but and then he was able to just take the lid off the top. And Dante had some nice runs, man. But that being said, like Tannehill never capitalized, man. Like that one run from Dante all the way down inside the red zone, and then just on that safety blitz, man, that's an easy play. You just pump fake that and then go under. Like I don't understand. Every one of them picks, man, I'm blaming on him. I don't care. Like I know some of them hit his guys in the hands, but and then came off. But dude, they were just the wrong throws at the wrong time, man. Like it was so hard to watch. So I truly believe the Texans have to make a move at quarterback. If I'm them, I'm going out and trying to get one of those guys, Rodgers, or because I'm telling you, man, this team with those receivers and that running back and that defense, man, Joe Burrow would have racked up 30 points in this game if he had Derrick Henry. Like that's my point. Like you give him those same pieces, the guy completed 75% of his passes for I don't know what, like over 300 yards or something like that. Like Burrow cooked him. He didn't have a lot of touchdowns, but man, he had a game. And yet the Titans defense held them as good as they could, and Tannehill did nothing with it.
True. What you got, my bro?
Yeah, I was about to say, man. Definitely a good game, of course. Man, tight. I agree with John though. They definitely got to look at this QB situation because I mean, for I feel like I said, he threw away the game, man. First play of the game, like you said, threw an interception.
And then the first play of the second half, like,
First,
bruh,
first play of the second half, he
what
threw
are
it.
you reading?
And then on the last drive to try to win it, he threw an interception. So it's like he throws interceptions at the wrong key points, man. It's just like you can't really have a guy like that if you want to try to win a Super Bowl or go, try to get to the Super Bowl, I should say. So definitely they got to fix that QB situation. Um, and it's definitely health. Health kind of killed him as well. I mean, Julio was kind of injured the whole season, but I mean,
Yeah, they never was able to build a rhythm.
yeah,
Yeah, and so was AJ. I think AJ was hurt for a minute, and of course Henry.
so
But
yeah, but that's what I'm like. If they can get health, if they can get the health situation together, the QB situation together, I really feel like the Titans could definitely go to the next level.
But I think the way to get Henry
But
healthy is you gotta him and Foreman gotta be a two-headed monster. You can't be giving Henry the ball 40, 35, 40 times a game.
yeah, because you don't like I said, y'all, with the whole running back situation, you don't want to run him down to where
Yeah, you gonna
so
put it to the ground.
he's pulling
yeah, but
a
that's
Zeke.
also how right. I agree with that. Then that's also how Dante Foreman is able to have 4 carries for 66 yards, right? Like you just keep pounding that line with Henry, and eventually then just put Foreman out. And if they pull one or two guys out of the box, man, you can just pop off some long runs on 'em.
But that's what I'm saying. You can have a two-headed monster. You know,
I,
I'm
and
gonna say 1.5.
I feel like that's the way to go in the NFL right now is to have a two-headed monster, honestly.
yeah.
You
I'm
definitely don't
gonna
want
say you still
to.
give
Because
Henry.
you take too much of a beating trying to do it any other, trying to have one guy. Adrian
Yeah, but I
Peterson,
do think that's what makes them great, though. Is I don't think you can have it where like it's down in Dallas where they both get 10 carries. I think it's still got to be like one guy gets 15 and the other guy. This is still a running team. Like I think this team shouldn't change who they are.
but I think the difference between Zeke and Henry, I think Zeke is slowing down. Henry just, you got to give him a breather.
Oh no, I agree with
It's
that.
a different situation. I think with Ezekiel Elliott, I think he's taking too much of a beating, and that's why he's slowing down now.
But the reason they leave Henry out a lot of times is to soften up the defense for Tannehill, and he still can't get it done. Like if Tannehill softens up, if Tannehill can take advantage of a soft secondary, that's when you can finally give Henry his breathers. But Tannehill's not doing that. And so you still got to leave him out there to like bring the defense in so you can give Tannehill a shot. And he's just not getting it done. If anything, I would say Tannehill will go down as probably the greatest tackling quarterback of all time. He's got a sweet like highlight reel of tackles. I will give him that. But
I don't think no quarterback wants to be for that.
But and another thing though, I
he's
want to
got
add.
some sweet tackles, man. I'm just saying, go look him up, man. The dude's got some nice tackles. Like I'm talking about taking people out, like
And
Pat McAfee.
And honestly, and another thing I just want to add, this has nothing to do with Tennessee. I'm actually gonna give Bengals some props here. Joe Burrow, man, it showed hella toughness for that guy to get sacked 9 times
Oh,
and
yeah.
to still pull out a dub, bro. Like that's just crazy. It just shows how tough this guy is, and it just shows like this guy he's made to be in the league, man. Like,
But I think somebody like that, having that kind of quarterback, you feel like you can run through a brick wall because he'll motivate you.
and the guys want to rally around him, man. And one more thing I want to add with them, and I'll give the Bengals one more props. I might have found me a new kicker that I like out of them, man. Evan.
Oh yeah,
I like that kid's confidence, man. For a rookie to come out there and say, "Hey, we going to the AFC Championship," that's hella confidence. I love like that, man.
hey,
That's my new favorite kicker right there. I might have to get his jersey since we talking about getting favorite kickers jerseys.
I'm telling y'all, this is not the Chiefs. Do not want this problem, especially that Chiefs defense. If you thought Josh Allen had a field day, I mean, it was only a couple weeks ago. Jamar Chase had what, like 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. That was only about a month ago.
It's gonna be some trouble.
And this
Yeah,
defense ain't changed.
I think the big story will be, Andy Reid versus Joe Burrow, right? Can he game plan to slow down Joe Burrow? Because if he can, listen, if Pat Mahomes gets Pat Mahomes is typically a second half quarterback, man. He dominates second halves. So if he goes into halftime up 10 or 14, that game is over. He's closing that thing out.
I mean,
so I think the big story is, can Andy Reid plan for this?
Keep forgetting though, they were up 28-7 against this Bengals team and lost.
That's true.
No, I agree with that, but I'm saying playoff Pat Mahomes is different than
it is.
It is.
But your defense got to come to play.
I agree.
Because Joe Burrow,
I think a lot of that is defensive.
As the further the game goes, he's only going to get more dangerous.
Yeah, but so is Pat Mahomes. That's my point.
I
think the first half is going to be a big tell.
Why do people keep saying that? Pat Mahomes is not a corner. He's not a safety.
Right, but he's not going to take his foot off the pedal either. Like he will.
He can't help the defense. They still got to cover.
He's up 2 scores at halftime. It's just going to get worse in the second half. Is what I'm saying.
And we have to see if the Honey Badger going to be back too, because he went out that first corner with a concussion too.
Yeah, he got a concussion.
That's going to be a tough loss.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like the first half is going to be a big deal for Andy Reid. He's got to limit them to maybe 10 points in the first half. He can't.
Not with that defense.
Right, but I'm saying as a coach, you have to. That's my point. Is that's how you?
I'm really on Steve Spagnuolo though. That's
if you win, but if you win with Brady or Mahomes or any of those guys, like it's not like you'll go down as like he's a pretty good coach, but he had all the best players. Like to go down as a great coach, man. These are the moments you got to prove. Like, okay, I can stop this guy with what I got.
John, he's never been that kind of coach. Well, he's an offensive-minded guy.
And I agree, but I'm just saying he's got to get it done.
That's just what he is. He's an offensive-minded coach.
So you're saying they just don't game plan for it? Like
he doesn't. He leaves that up to Steve Spagnuolo. That's why he's the defensive coordinator.
I agree. So, yeah, I'm not just saying Reid. I'm talking about, like, the Chiefs coaching staff.
I think he'll put his
versus Burrow.
But it's like, Steve, you gotta do something. We can't let Jamar Chase do us like he did Baltimore. We can't. Yeah. We cannot. Because if he get going, you got T. Higgins over there. Then you don't want, Tyler Boyd.
I was about to say, you got Boyd.
They got weapons. And then you got to figure out how to shut down Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Receiving and rushing out the backfield. They are a problem.
I know, but that's how you prove yourself as a coach. That's what I'm saying, by stopping problems.
You do, but you thought last week was rough. This kid is just as rough. The only difference between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, Joe Burrow is not running over no corners.
And he's not as fast.
Exactly. He's not running over. If he does, it would be like look, you need to.
Joe Burrow said after last year he's never getting hit again. He said he got hit one time and he goes, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
This Sunday is going to be a problem.
By the way, does Josh Allen remind you of John Elway a little bit? Like, man, just the way he's a leader, man. Like, I love watching him play. He's a true leader, man. Like,
that's why I like the Bills, man. They're going to be tough.
But yeah, last thing, man, on Titans. Like, I do believe the Titans are the Rams of the AFC. I believe they have all the pieces to be the best team in the league in their conference.
Just don't have
the quarterback. You got to go find that quarterback. And I've defended Tannehill for years, so I'm done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've done it for the last time. They got to go get.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but is he? But listen, I'm just saying, man. I stuck up for him when he was in Miami for years, but it's over. Like, I'm sorry, man.
It's a wrap.
You had the world. You had the eyes of the world on you, and
you got whooped.
You came up. Well, not even. You came up small.
You couldn't handle the pressure, man.
By the way,
Cincinnati gave
Garoppolo's
you
not
every
getting
chance in the world to win this game.
Garoppolo's not getting heat for that. Garoppolo had a terrible game, probably almost as bad as this one.
But you know what happened?
And he's not getting heat for it because his defense closed it out for him. And that's another thing. You know, I know he's talking all that at the Packers at the end of the game. He was talking all that, you know, whatever. But listen, man, he got saved. He should be going to his team and be like, man, thank you guys.
Man,
like,
you know who
if anybody should have said that, the damn kicker should have said that.
You think Deebo Samuel. That's
right.
what you think.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
On 3rd and 8, he get 9 yards.
He was way too cocky for the type of game he had. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you feel like you got big balls after you just did something unthinkable. Because you know what's funny? They put a statistic up about all West Coast teams before the game started. There was like all West Coast teams are like 3-12 at Lambeau Field in the playoffs. And I'm like, why would you show that? You know, 9 times out of 10, when you show that or say something like that, it usually goes the other way. Like when they be like, man, he's made his last 50 field goals. Why are you saying that now? Wait until after he makes it. And like clockwork, that boy a minute.
NFC Championship and Super Bowl both being held in the same building this year.
Yeah.
First time ever.
That's crazy.
Back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, let's move on to that because they're doing something this week.
Yeah. The NFL has said all ticket sales are for the, I think, Southern California fans only.
I don't even know how you just show your address or what.
No, they say when you go to checkout and you put in your address, it may kick you out. Dude, that's petty. That's next level.
Well, here's the thing.
Is it a limitation on this? Like how can they block?
I think they're trying to get as many Ram fans as possible at this game.
I mean, I
have it like the Rose Bowl when half the stadium is blue and the other side of the stadium is red. They're not trying to have this like the Rose Bowl. They want Ram fans to be there. And I think they're afraid from the last game of the season when those 49er fans packed it out. They packed it out. You heard more cheering when the Niners scored than you did when the Rams scored.
They're
trying to sabotage.
Let's just say the Rams win, though. They also host the Super Bowl. Can they do that again? They can't do that then, can they? How does it like?
No, I'm pretty sure they won't, because then you're messing with
big money.
Yeah, you're messing with
So they're not messing
especially
with
if it's Cincinnati. If it's Cincinnati, you messing with a lot of money, because that's the first time they've been there, I think, since like '88.
I mean,
so
Boomer.
This is just a little bit ridiculous. I mean, honestly,
it's petty.
Either way, I mean, I feel like
Very
both
petty.
sides are gonna make money regardless. I mean, but
it's not the first team. It's not the first time this has happened either. Like teams have done this before.
It's similar. It's similar to the Browns hosting the AFC Championship, and they say, "Hey, if you don't live in Cleveland."
No.
If you live in Cincinnati,
but I feel like
we're voiding your ticket.
Yeah,
but think about it though. If you can get more outsiders, that's just more money that you can get for outside of you. I just feel like the more people that you get from the outside, there's more money coming in, though. You feel me? So it's just like regardless,
they don't give a care.
Man, that
the stadium would still be orange. Still be all orange jerseys. Wouldn't make a difference up there in Ohio.
Wow, that's a new low for you, buddy.
That's not a low. That's
Browns don't wear orange; they wear brown jerseys. What are you talking about?
I mean, they do wear orange. I mean,
that's the same color as Walt's jersey now with their jerseys. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we do have some color jerseys that's like this. Yeah,
but what's the majority of y'all jerseys? Brown or what? Brown and white.
Brown and white. But
I mean, should teams be allowed to do this? I guess that's where we are.
Really say good teams, because I mean, No, let me stop. Let me stop.
Like, is this something that the NFL leaves up to the teams?
Let's not talk about the Bears, my guy. Come on now.
Hey, hold on, dude. You ain't even from LA. What are you talking about?
I was about to
Let's
say.
not talk about them Browns.
All right. Okay. All right. I was about to say, pump the brakes.
What is with you in these cups? Why do you keep picking them up?
Hey, so that's what we are. It's like, is this something that the NFL leaves up to the teams, or is this like something the NFL has to say about? Like, that's where I'm lost on this.
I think this is something the LA Rams said. I don't think the NFL got nothing. Because the NFL don't care. They like, bruh, we just won a game. A good, clean game. You could be. Because like I was telling you guys, when I went to that Bears game, dude, it was more Navy jerseys than it was black and white Raider jerseys.
Yeah, that's a big talk. Is a lot of, they say most LA fans don't, or their team is down in Vegas, right?
But you know what though? I mean, the thing about LA is so much to do. It's like, why the hell would I go to this game when I go? I can go to the beach, go see a girl, go to a day party.
Town like 2 years ago, right? Like, both these teams are new to the town, so like, it's not like they have a huge loyal fan base.
Who you talking about? The Rams and the Chargers?
Yeah.
Well, the Rams are new to SoFi, but remember they were in the was it the Coliseum? Before they were. So
that was before I was born, though. Not really, but about that.
Dude, that was a couple years ago.
No, I'm talking about with the early LA Rams, like that.
Oh yeah, you talking about the Eric Dick?
Like, you really think they've built back a strong fan base in the last 3 or 4 years they've been there? I don't think they have, and their attendance shows that it hasn't. So that's the second question: is, do you think that this home field advantage actually impacts the game at all? Because we've seen a lot of games where the other team goes on the road and.
I was just about to say all the games from this weekend, all the road teams won except for the
Chiefs. I think
they was 13 seconds away from winning.
The Chiefs and the Bills.
They was close enough. They was 13 seconds.
So, I don't feel like that makes a difference. I mean, it's just like I said, it's just being petty, man. I feel like that's all it is. To sum everything up, they just trying to be petty, man. Just go out there and ball, man.
True.
Something like that.
100%.
Yeah.
So it is embarrassing though to get your stadium overrun in a playoff game by someone else's fans, though. I mean, that is embarrassing. Like, let's be honest.
I mean, it is, but it's not though. I mean, because honestly, that would just motivate me more to be like, okay, I don't want to shut them up. I mean,
not the players. I'm talking about the owners. That is embarrassing for them.
I don't think so. Only because they're still getting their money because they still are filling the seats.
You know what's funny? Walt says this, but if we was to go to a Browns game,
oh my god,
and the fans of the other team was out selling John,
bro,
he would be like, bro, what is this?
When I went to the Browns game this year on Halloween, when we played the Steelers, there were more Steelers fans, majority Steelers fans, than there were Browns.
And you didn't like it because y'all lost, didn't you?
I didn't like it, but it was still fun though, because it was just the environment, the shit talking, it was dope. It was dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the fact
that y'all win.
Did you hang around? Did you hang around after to see?
Hey, wait! You see how quick you got mad when I asked him? They was outside.
He was outside. It was cold as hell, but They was
trying to high five him on the way out with a big Steeler coat on.
Hey, you know what? Though, I ain't gonna lie though. It was these Pittsburgh fans. They wanted to take a picture with my pop because my pops was a Pittsburgh fan, and they asked us to take the pictures, and we was like, "Hell no, no."
You should have took the picture, man. You don't care anyway.
No,
like you just said, it is what it is. You should have took that picture.
No.
You should have been in the middle too, as their lonely Browns.
No. No. Absolutely.
Hey, did you stick around after to see Baker shoot some insurance commercials?
Yeah, I got the code too. It's I think it's 6.
Walt gonna be featured in there like next year. What?
You're just gonna see Walt sitting there like,
I hope so. Hey, look, I hope so I can bring that fan base over to here. You feel me? So
100%. Hey, you gotta call Baker, man. Be like, hey, I know your shoulder hurt.
I don't think Baker want to
But,
mess with me right now. Me and Baker ain't on the same page right now. I ain't going to lie to you.
hey, man, we need your ratings. He got. We need ratings. Forget all that. We need ratings. I'm on down, buddy.
Man,
I don't like Oklahoma either, but you can do this anyway.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, let's wrap it up. I know some of y'all excited about this part. Is our top plays from the divisional round of this playoffs. We could do a play per game or just your top play. I've only got a couple, but what are your top plays from this weekend?
All right, let me go real quick. I got Mr. Hilton. When Ryan Tannehill threw the interception right to him, coming on a corner blitz, he looks at him and say, "You want the ball? Take it." It was like, who are you looking at? Y'all don't have the same jersey. What
I
are
think
you
kind
doing?
of pissing John off a little bit. You gonna have to
And then in the Packer game, the block punt that went in for a touchdown. Because it was just like, you heard it, but you're like, where the ball at?
Right.
It took that ball forever to come down. I swear, it seemed like 3 hours.
Right.
And then, man, it wasn't a great play. It was a crazy play. Just the miscommunication on the part of the Bucks, man. You let Cooper Kupp down the middle of the field. And then, although Winfield made the tackle, but, you still, it's just a blunder. It's a blunder. And then, that catch by Odell was pretty sweet, too, though. He double called it. But his feet was in, so that's all that matters. And then the craziest play to me was Tyreek Hill, man. My man took the ball and went 75. And I felt like, bro, he got this corner, he's gone. And he just outran everybody. It was like nothing you can do against that. You can't do nothing against that. And I told somebody right before that play, I was like, you can't let him get behind you. And
too late.
And he outran you, the whole team, all 11. And that's my 4 plays from this weekend.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh man. So yeah, I gotta say that block punt. I mean, just the ability to stay with that ball, because a lot of defenders don't have the greatest ball skills. Yeah, not everyone's Ed Reed. So man, just staying with that play and the whole way through, kudos to that defense, man. Like, just great play. That's how they because they closed out the whole game, but it's always nice to see a defense be able to have a play like that because a lot of stuff they do doesn't really, at the end of the game, you don't point to like, oh, this on the stat sheet or this got 8 tackles or 3 tackles or whatever, pick here, that. But when you get a play like that as a combined defense, it just feels good for the whole defense. Like, and so it's always nice that. I'm going to say, man, the Kansas City game, like, Tyreek Hill was the best play of the week, man. It was just, it's insane. I didn't even know he ran 75 yards. Like, that's how fast he was. Like, I legit thought he ran like 40, 50 yards tops. Like, and they were like 7. I'm like, dude, that guy just closed space. Like, that's why I like, Eagles, the rookie they got, Devontae Smith or whatever. Like, I wish they could find ways to get him in space like that, man, because he would be so great. I remember watching, back in the day, it was Chiefs, it was Dante Hall, man. Get Dante Hall in space like that. It was insane to watch. But my favorite play of the week, it wasn't even a play, man. It was watching these young guys' enthusiasm for the game that they still have that you don't see a lot of the old players, was Pat Mahomes run across the entire field to shake Josh Allen's hand and congratulate him on a good game and all that afterward. Like, dude, his team is celebrating. Their cameras are trying to get him, reporters trying to get him, his teammates are trying to get him. And man, like, to see him just like have the wherewithal to be like, nah, I gotta go. I gotta get it across to Josh Allen and whatever, because he knew like this game was something special, and to see that and to see the excitement. Because, man, I'm not going to lie. You watch Brady and Rodgers leave the game. This is not a shot at them, but I'm saying, like, you can see, like, they're walking around. They're like, and losing is different than winning. It's not like Josh Allen ran to Pat Mahomes, but it's still nice to see these young guys like that passion and love for the game they still have. That game hasn't worn them down yet. It happens to everybody. It's not a bad thing. It happens to everybody. But so that was my favorite. Like, it wasn't even a play, man. That was my favorite, but it was kind of like my favorite moment / play of the week, man. Just seeing Pat Mahomes do that, like, kudos to him, man. It was awesome to see. Walt, wraps up.
Well, I'll say mine. I'll start with the Bengals and the Titans game. I'll say with Burrow and Chase hookup, to set up Evan Parsons. Am I saying his name? Evan Parsons? Yes, Evan Parsons for the game-winning field goal. I mean, just the route that Chase hit, the cornerback with, just nasty, man. I'm a route man, so I like how he, hit him with the double move. Went to the outside, set him up for the field goal. So that's one of them right there. My second one, Cooper Kupp, of course, setting up the game winner. Kupp just being Kupp, you feel me? He's the 3-crown champ for a reason. So that's just Kupp stepping up, where when he needed to be. And another one from that game is I like the fact that Von Miller no disrespect to Brady. No disrespect, because everybody know I like Brady. That's my boy. But no disrespect to Brady.
And Baker.
Shut up. But I like the fact that Von Miller put him on his ass. Can I say that? Yeah, I can say that. You put him on his ass, bro. And then, what I'm saying? I feel like that kind of set the tone a little bit, man. And just, like I said,
and he bloodied his lip. Brady was upset. He was like,
"Oh,
I'm definitely not happy about that."
Can we talk about Ed Hockley? Like, we just talked about referees like not inserting themselves in the game.
I
am not a Brady defender at all. Like,
we can't say that, because
there's not.
Like 3 weeks before, he was like, the refs let me get away with a lot. And it was like, oh, so you just gonna put us out there like that?
And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm sorry, that was a bad call. It just was.
But go ahead.
No, I was about to say it was a bad call, but I just feel like, just going back to what Nico said, I feel like they were just trying to make a statement just towards Brady, though. You feel me?
It's like, look, I don't even like you like that, but you ain't gonna talk to me crazy.
But that's what I mean is I really feel like referees didn't learn anything from the last Bengals Raiders game. Like, I really feel like they are still so cocky, like they can just insert themselves into any game. But
John, that was one penalty.
Okay, but yeah, but
we're talking about Brady's first ever unsportsmanlike. Like, I'm not even a defender of him, but
he was talking, bro. He was all in the ref grill. You gotta call, and it's like, dude, it wasn't even illegal.
It wasn't illegal at all.
Right.
It wasn't.
Your chin just hit the top of his helmet.
No, I agree. Brady was wrong and all that. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it was unsportsmanlike, but that's the way of the league. I feel that way about a lot of unsportsmanlike in the league, so that's beside the point. But
I mean, at the end of the day, are the refs really ever going to change? Though, I mean, they've been like this for years now. So I mean,
100%.
Real. But my favorite play of the divisional round playoff,
OBJ.
No. was going, like I said, going back to that Bills and Chiefs game, man. Just Josh Allen and that Gabriel Davis hookup, man, for that touchdown that I thought was going to win the game with 13 seconds left. When he hit old boy with
the one up the middle,
man, it was just, man, that route was so nasty, and he was just open, and so. That, man, I say that Gabriel Davis to Josh Allen hookup, man. But and like I said, I thought the game was over with after that, but it wasn't. Mahomes, he pulled one out of his bag and got the job done. So
yeah, when you real quick, and I'll cut it back to Walt. Like, when you think about how crazy that was, like, the Chiefs had 13 seconds to get a tying field goal. The Cowboys had 14 seconds on their last play.
Oh my God!
No, but
you too.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. That's a great point.
Think how great that drive was.
They had no timeouts, man.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying, like, think how great that play was, though. 13 seconds, man. Like, that was amazing. But anyway, back to Walt. Yeah, wrap us up.
It's your boy Big Walt. John, Nico, thank y'all for watching Real Deal Sports.
Yes.
Got our link in the bio, Real Deal Sports channel. Holla at us.
Yes.
See
Link,
you.
share, subscribe, like.
Support.
100%. Send this to all your girlfriends, your side
Your
chicks,
mama,
your chicken heads,
daddies,
whatever you call them, your
auntie,
side piece. Send it to her. She might like what we talk about too. I don't know.
your sneak
We
links, anything, anybody.
Oh, hey, tell me Walt don't look like he like the snap happened like every 5 seconds with him. He just going in and out.
he got the
I'm
Thanos
trying to bring the excitement, the energy, the vibes. You feel me? You know, you gotta come at them. You know, coming through your TV screen. You feel me?
or your phone, wherever you're watching this.
Wherever you watching this,
We
from.
love you.
Appreciate you.
Just make sure you subscribe. You
This
like
is the longest
and you
closeout ever.
what you say?
I said this is the longest closeout ever.
Yeah, because we not playing. We need this money. We got kids and ladies.
We doing this for the passion of the love of sports.
But it wouldn't hurt for us to get paid either.
It wouldn't hurt for us to get paid for it. There you go.
We love sports, but we like getting paid too. Help some brothers out. Help us out. We appreciate you. All right, John.
Y'all stay healthy. Join us on the next one. Real Deal Sports.
All right, later.